All right, here is part two of the, I guess it's not really part two. It's part whatever it is for the Helix build, but part two of actually the staging yard. And what I've got is the other two frames done. Yes, ignore that they're not exactly square. I'm not too worried about it. It's level across the top. That's all I really care about. But got these two done. I did off center the middle one so that I could just use the same boards down there. Hindsight, I probably should have done like what I did up here and made them their own boxes, but I think it'll be okay because if I've got to pull this out, I'm probably going to disconnect all the track. We'll see. I don't know. But the other thing I got done was got the top of the first box cut. I had to make a couple of notches for it to fit. And then, got it so it was pretty close up here. There's a little bit of a gap, but that's not going to hurt anything. I'm really thinking that the track is just going to end, at the edge of the board. It may go a little bit further in onto this spot here, just so I can get a couple more locomotives parked on there. I want to be able to park 3 to 6, per track, give or take some things. And if we just borrow these that are right there, I can get 2 on that one. And so I may just kind of deal with that because I would have to go another 4-5 inches in on the backside. So I don't know. I haven't really thought that far because if I remember right, I can't remember if I have enough track for this or enough switches for over here or not. I think it was only one track that I could do. I can't remember because I bought some switches on a sale and I can't remember the exact numbers, but I digress. That's where we're at. Top's been cut. I haven't put it down yet. I want to get everything done and get the papers on so I can, I want to get all the tops done, get the papers done up so that I can see if I need to move the deck around at all, to get it to match up better or worse. And then I'll attach it or, screw it down. So that's where we're at. I think I said in the last video, this is already pre-cut widthwise. So I just need to cut lengthwise. And that's really easy. So I should have these two done tomorrow and maybe get track on come the end of the week. We'll see. I've got a lot going on this weekend when I'm filming this. So it's kind of gotten long-winded for this part. So we'll end that here and be back with some more updates. Since the last video, I got the tops cut. I left them unsecured for now. I wanted to be able to move them if I needed to better fit the track. Case in point, this one that probably going to end up sliding like that so that there's that little bit more there. But that'll come a little bit later once I am ready to do that. I have a few things coming up this weekend and the rest of this week that is going to kind of put the brakes on the project a little bit. I also want to come down and look going along this middle track and the end of the switch, or end right there, and make sure that it lines up with the Helix track. You can kind of see it back there. Some quick overview with the yard itself. Roy Eltham, if I can talk, helped me kind of put this together. We were talking back and forth. I was kind of giving him the limitations that I had of the depth needing to be the same or very close to what was up here for the container yard area. And I wanted to get the most amount of storage that I could. And so we kind of went back and forth with a few things. Originally, this was flipped, that these tracks were over there and the longer ones were here on this side. But I mentioned that it's actually, I wanted to swap them so that this would be a facing switch and these be a trailing switch, or vice versa. I may have those mixed up. But anyway, trains parked on there would just come out and head up the Helix, and I could just store engines here, and where it wouldn't worry or matter if they were one way or the other. Once I got the track plan taped up and put on, I noticed that down here, I was a little cautious with the length, just because I didn't want to overextend and go further than the edge of that that's there, mainly because going that way underneath over here and then eventually underneath the Salt Lake route over here is going to be another switching area that's probably a year or two in the works, but we'll see. It just depends on how things go. I do have most of the wood for that, but or not, I guess not most, but I do have all of the plywood top for that. But we'll see how it goes and really how long it takes. But back to this, I do want to extend it going that way. I think it's about 7 or 8 inches. I guess really 7 inches with the paper width. But essentially I want to make this switch be at the end of the paper and then have just a straight track coming off with a board stopping any accidental nosedives of engines or cars. Mainly so that I can get, 2 or 3, depending on the length of cars, extra put into the staging part. And then these 2 tracks, of course, I'll run all the way down to the edge as well. If I can, no sense in getting right up along the fascia there. The next thing is, I wanted to make sure that I was able to reach in and actually re-rail cars if they derailed, and not hinder anything else. And of course, I have plenty of room to spare, as you can see. And so that worked out really well. And, kind of as I planned, surprisingly, it went well. As far as the tracks, there are 4 double-ended yard tracks. This track will stay open at all times so that if trains need to go through to get to the staging, or not the staging, the switching in the future, they can just go down the middle. I may fudge that every now and then just to be a little different and have them come out over on this track, but that's kind of the plan. Trying to think. The track here is a little shorter because of the switch that's coming off and doing the stub end, the two stub end tracks. That'll go that long. I've got a few longer trains that may only make an appearance every now and then that I wanted to have the ability to park there. So that was for that. And then, of course, I kind of alluded to it earlier that this is going to be an engine facility. I don't know if I'll have a building or exactly what, but I think this is going to be, I think, from here up, or maybe essentially this area, maybe up to the leg here, or where this ends here. May do that as scenic and have some scenery there, but the rest of it is just going to be tracks. I know it's not really great looking, but this isn't the main part of the layout, and it's really just a storage kind of area for me. So that is kind of the long-winded explanation of the yard and kind of a little bit of an overview. Looking at the time, this is getting to be really long as a clip. So I'll actually just call it here for this video. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And we'll see everybody in the next video once I get some track laid.